There's a city where the dead outnumber the living. It sounds like a horror story, but it's completely real. The City of the Dead is a vast necropolis located in Cairo, Egypt. But the most surprising part? In addition to containing millions of tombs, parts of the area are also home to living families. Over the years, people have settled among the mausoleums and historic structures. This has created a unique place where everyday life exists side by side with centuries of history. From above, it looks like an ordinary city, but much of it was built for the dead. It remains one of the most unusual places on Earth. Would you dare to live in a city like this? There's an island where millions of crabs take over the streets. It sounds like a movie scene, but it happens in real life. Every year on Christmas Island, millions of red crabs begin a massive migration. But the most incredible part? They cross forests, roads, and even entire towns to reach the ocean. During this migration, some roads have to be closed. Special crab bridges have even been built to help them cross safely. From above, the island looks like it's covered by a moving red carpet. It's one of the most amazing natural events on Earth. Would you dare to walk through millions of crabs? There's a cave with crystals bigger than people. It looks like something from another planet, but it's completely real. The Cave of the Crystals contains some of the largest natural crystals ever discovered on Earth. But the most incredible part? Some of these crystals grow to more than 10 meters, 33 feet in length. There's just one problem. The temperature inside the cave is so extreme that people cannot stay there for long without special equipment. That's why only a small number of explorers have been able to study it up close. Walking among these giant crystals feels like stepping into a fantasy world. Would you dare to explore this cave? The most dangerous road on Earth? It looks like something from an action movie, but it's completely real. Yungas Road is a narrow road carved into the mountains of Bolivia. In some sections, there isn't enough room for 2 vehicles to pass safely. But the scariest part? Right beside the road are cliffs that drop hundreds of meters. For many years, it was known as one of the most dangerous roads in the world. Fog, rain, and sharp turns made every trip a serious challenge. Even today, thousands of tourists visit the area to ride bicycles along the route. One look over the edge is enough to make your knees shake. Would you dare to travel on this road? The deadliest mountain for climbers. Most people think the greatest danger is on Mount Everest, but there is a mountain many climbers consider even more dangerous. K2 is the second highest mountain in the world, and one of the hardest to climb. But the scariest part? Its slopes are incredibly steep. The weather can change within minutes, and powerful storms can appear without warning. For decades, K2 had one of the highest fatality rates among the world's great mountains. That's why many mountaineers see it as an even greater challenge than Everest. Yet climbers from around the world continue to attempt the summit. Would you dare to climb the deadliest mountain on Earth? There's an entire city built on water. It sounds like something from a fantasy movie, but it's completely real. Venice was built across hundreds of small islands connected by bridges. But the most impressive part, much of the city is supported by thousands of wooden piles, driven deep into the lagoon floor. These structures have been there for centuries. Instead of roads for cars, many parts of the city use canals as transportation routes. That's why boats and gondolas are part of everyday life. Walking through Venice feels like visiting a city that defies logic. Would you live in a city built on water? There's a place in the world where living past 100 is surprisingly common. It sounds impossible, but it's real. In Okinawa, many people live to be over 100 years old while remaining active and independent. But the most fascinating part? Scientists have studied the region for decades to understand why. Many believe a combination of healthy eating, daily physical activity, and strong social connections plays a major role. The result is remarkable. Okinawa has become one of the most famous longevity hotspots on Earth, and even today, researchers are still trying to uncover all of its secrets. Would you like to live past 100 years old? There's an island where pigs swim in the ocean. It sounds like something made up on the internet, but it's completely real. On Big Major K, a group of pigs lives on a small tropical island. But the most surprising part? They love swimming in the crystal clear ocean. These pigs often swim out to boats passing nearby looking for attention and food. No one knows exactly how the first pigs arrived on the island. Some stories say they were left there by sailors many years ago. Today, they have become one of the Bahamas' most famous attractions. Seeing pigs swimming in the sea feels impossible, yet it happens every day. Would you dare to swim alongside them? There's a forest, considered the most haunted in Europe. It looks like an ordinary forest, but many people believe something strange is happening there. The Hoya Baciu forest became famous for reports of mysterious lights, unexplained sounds, and strange experiences. But the creepiest part? Some visitors claim they feel dizzy, anxious, or constantly watched while walking through the forest. There is even a circular clearing where almost no trees grow, adding even more mystery to the place. Scientists have found no evidence of supernatural activity, yet the stories continue to attract curious visitors from around the world. That's why many people call it the most haunted forest in Europe. Would you dare to enter it alone at night? There's a river that looks like it was painted with 5 colors. It looks like a computer-generated image, but it's completely real. Caño Cristalis is often called the most colorful river in the world. But the most incredible part? During certain times of the year, its waters display shades of red, yellow, green, blue, and black. And it's not paint. The colors come from unique aquatic plants, minerals, and the reflection of sunlight. From above, the landscape looks like a giant painting created by nature. That's why thousands of tourists travel there every year. It's one of the most breathtaking places on Earth. Would you like to see this river with your own eyes? There's an island, covered with thousands of creepy dolls. It sounds like the setting of a horror movie, but it's completely real. On a small island in Mexico, hundreds of old dolls hang from trees, fences, and abandoned structures. But the strangest part? Many of them are broken, missing eyes, or have terrifying expressions. According to local legend, a man began placing the dolls there after discovering the body of a young girl near the island. He believed the dolls would keep evil spirits away. Over the years, more and more dolls were added, transforming the island into one of the creepiest attractions in the world. Walking through it feels like stepping into a nightmare. Would you dare to visit this island? There's a bridge, made entirely of glass. It sounds impossible, but it's completely real. The Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge stretches across a massive canyon in China. But the scariest part? It hangs about 300 meters, 984 feet above the ground. When you look down, all you can see is the abyss beneath your feet. The bridge was designed to support thousands of visitors and has undergone extensive safety testing. Even so, many people freeze with fear while crossing it. Walking across feels like floating in midair. Would you dare to cross this glass bridge? There's a cave, so large that it has its own weather. It sounds impossible, but it's completely real. The Sundung Cave is considered one of the largest caves in the world. But the most incredible part? It's so massive that it contains rivers, forests, and even clouds inside. In some areas, the cave ceiling collapsed thousands of years ago, allowing sunlight to enter. As a result, plants began to grow inside, creating a unique ecosystem. The temperature differences between the inside and outside can even generate its own weather patterns. Exploring this place feels like stepping into a lost world. Would you dare to enter the largest cave on Earth?